Hello, I am Sean Sands, back with more Path of Exile. Back after a little bit of a delay here. I do apologize for that. I think I mentioned in the last episode that I felt like I was coming down with a cold. I was super right. I can't, yeah, it was rotten. I felt just crappy for days and days. So have not played. Honestly, haven't touched the game since the last time. The last time we were together. So gotta kind of get my bearings back here and figure out what I was doing. But looks like I was just kind of plowing through Act Two of Cruel Difficulty and working our way up. So we're same build. I don't think there's been anything that's changed since the last time we fired it up. So we'll just keep plugging away at the quests and stuff. So go ahead and get our buffs and purity of elements and that and that. And we'll get a bunch of get some things we can kill. I like things we can kill. Excellent. All right. Let's go up this way. Feel like I'm zoomed in. God, it has been a while since I played. Like, what are my buttons? What do the different things do again? How do I play this game? Which, to be fair, is probably a totally legitimate question for me to be asking myself. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, I don't have anything kind of obvious that I want to cover. Just gonna keep going at it, I guess. No, that was a crappy cold. I don't know. And I tend to be one of those players. I know a lot of people, can kind of be down, feeling not great, and that's as good an opportunity as ever to jump in and do a bunch of video games. I just kind of, it's not how I operate. Doesn't tend to be how I end up doing things. Where are all my guys? Come on down, guys. Don't be frightened. It's all safe down here. So, yeah, I guess mostly I just got to get myself remembering what we were trying to do. And I think all we're trying to do is keep going through Act 2 here. Feels like, I think as I recall, I was in a place where I felt like things were coming together. The build seemed to be working, for the most part, pretty well. I do remember talking about that kind of feeling like it lacks diversity, which, I still kind of feel like, honestly. I noticed right before I logged in that I now am up to, and this is going to sound tiny to a lot of people, but I've hit 99 hours playing the game. Again, for those of you with, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 hours. Oh, sweet. Go straight down to the Chamber Sense too. That's going to be nothing. But hey, it's a milestone right on top of 100 hours. Which is pretty good. I tend to play so many different games. There are very few games I end up playing for a particularly long time, and particularly long time in most cases is 10 or 12 hours for me. Now, that's not true of all games, right? I have my favorite games, the games I sort of define as the things my go-to standards, where I'll have hundreds or potentially even thousands of hours in it. I think there's only a few games that have kind of crossed that 1,000-hour mark. But yeah, it's pretty fun for me to have a game I've gotten to 100 hours with. That doesn't happen all that often. And it does leave me wondering, I think I talked a little bit about it last time, maybe not. I am feeling a little bit of the pull away, which is, I don't know. I'm looking for something, hopefully, in the next bit here that gives me sort of a second wind or something like that. I'm feeling like I've done a lot of the things that I want to do in a game like this, which is not to say, oh, don't stand in deadly lightning. Super deadly lightning. Do not stand in that. I'm always very conscious of when I've reached a point in the game where I'm just plugging along because that's what I'm supposed to do, because that's the next step, which is fine when I know I have something I want to get to. but it becomes really problematic for me. I'm not sure which. When I don't know what the end result is, except presumably there will be one. There will be some kind of result of, putting in another 40, 50, 100 hours of effort. I'm conscious of the fact that I'm starting to kind of feel that it's almost like a tickle at the back of the head, like, okay, great, you can get through Cruel and then through Merciless, to what end? And maybe that's just sort of a lack of, having a great deal of comfort yet with the mechanics and knowing what leads to what and how to kind of keep progressing. I still struggle a bit with the itemization. I don't know if it's itemization, but the way that loot works in the game, and loot as a progression system works, because it feels like it's just hard, and you'll, I guess, just sort of take my word for it, hopefully. Which of these would I want? Lightning resist, cold resist, fire resist, chaos resist. Probably would want that, but I think I have some of these. Can never have enough resistance. I think that goes. Let go. There we go. It's probably not worth my time. And we'll keep going from here. Now we'll go down over to the western forest. Yeah, I think that's the western forest. It is, except it's in the east, so it's probably the Broken Bridge. Who knows? Anyway, what was I saying? Kind of having trouble with, with just sort of that sense of where to keep going, how to keep feeling like I'm progressing. And like I was talking about the itemization, and like it's not super obvious, and I'm sure, if I get to the 200-hour point, it will be much more obvious what represents a real upgrade or something really to invest time and effort or currency or something like that in. I still don't feel supernatural. I still don't feel really natural and comfortable. Just sort of organically, I don't know, about how itemization, how upgrades are supposed to work after you get past sort of the basic point of, here are, for the most parts, the skills I'm going to be using, and here's the overall plan. Please don't burn me to death. How do you keep getting a sense of where to go from there? I think all games struggle with that. That's just sort of a fundamental end game problem. I'm not sure. I don't think there are a lot of really easy, obvious answers to that, no matter what kind of game you're working with here. Crud. Get out of there. There we go. All is well. Chromatic orb. But frustrating's the wrong word, but I do feel a little bit of this sort of, like, I don't quite know how to put it. It's interesting, but I feel like the nature of upgrades in a game like this is so fundamental to what the genre is at a baseline, that being 100 hours in and still not feeling entirely comfortable with the system is not what I expect. And I don't know that it's a failing of the game. Maybe it's entirely reasonable and possible to say, hey, that's a failing of you. You're just not learning it or not taking the time or whatever. But I don't feel like it's sort of out of line to say that how to upgrade and how to continue to path your character in Path of Exile isn't super obvious just by its own nature. It has some complexity to it. And on one side, that's good, right? It's not so bottom standard to the genre that it lacks any interest. On that, on one side, it is something that you have the chance to learn and discover and understand. At the same time, don't blow up, guys. At the same time, yeah, like I say, I think at this point I feel like, that was an instance where I should have checked that. At this point, I expect to be farther along than I feel like I am. For right or wrong, for good or bad, it's just how I feel. It's just like my opinion, man. So yeah. So those are the thoughts that are in my head as I'm plowing through. The nice thing is I'm still having fun just playing the game for the most part. I think that's, at this point, that's really what's kind of keeping me plowing along, is just the experience of clicking the buttons and killing the monsters and doing all the things. It's still, at least for now, it's still enough. I do wonder how long that will carry. Oh, come on, where's Creighton? I don't want to go looking all over this zone. I want to keep moving. Let's see. Oop. Bunch of these dudes. I do like that I can just kick these guys out now and make sort of a wall around me, which is fun. I'm all for that. I don't feel like the golems do very much. I mean, it's nice to just sort of have another piece of meat in between you and the bad guys, and you know, part of it is probably I just haven't specced it up the way to make them really powerful. I haven't seen, like, are there golem builds out there? I know there are totem builds, but is there something that just makes your golem crazy, you know, kind of crazy powerful around you? I'm not even sure that would make sense as a build, but I feel like it's such a staple get, right? You get some kind of golem. I mean, it comes right out of one of the, hey, no sir, one of the quest rewards, I forget which one, that kind of having that be be something you could build up around. Seems like a way to approach the game, but maybe not. Alright. Now we're in a big circle. Where is this place? Is it down here maybe? Probably down here. Probably didn't go far enough this way. Yeah, so side note, I hate getting sick. Ugh, just awful. It doesn't even make up. I mean, there's that one side of, okay, I didn't go to work, or it's not even, I mean, I don't even think of it like that. It's not even that big of a deal. But in just this idea of taking a day off, but just feeling so rotten with that day that you can't bring yourself to do anything with it. Ugh, pass. Here we go. All right. So in Cruel, I think I killed them all. I think I killed them all. Probably should kick these guys out ahead of time. Go ahead and throw some health just in case. Stop blowing up on me. Is that it? Nope. There we go. Good job. I don't really need this frost blades. We're gonna just keep going. Keep going. What did we miss? Chatters, right. I have to go back for him at some point. And the library. It's a ways away. Oh, I haven't gotten this direction yet. So I'm definitely committed to finishing Cruel. I think that's where my head is at right now. I'm going to be looking for something over, I guess, what will that take? 3, 4 maybe episodes? I don't think it'll take nearly as long as it did for me to just kind of learn to go through normal the first time, but we'll see. But what I'm really looking for is something that inspires me, maybe is the way to think of it, but that gives me a purpose to kind of keep going, except just sort of leveling up for the sake of leveling up. That's the thing I really want to avoid. It's just, I'm not a... I have a very particular and limited threshold for for just grindy games. And I mean, I can enjoy them. That's the thing. I at this point, no matter really what happens, I'm not going to walk away from Path of Exile thinking, ugh, never mind. That wasn't fun. I've had a great time with it. Don't know how long that train's going to keep going. I do want to kind of, once I do kind of reach a point where I feel like I've done what I want to accomplish, I do want to revisit it versus my sort of original thoughts with the game. Which were positive and will remain positive. I don't think I've come across anything that's making me think, oh, now I see through the smoke and mirrors. I see the missed opportunities or something like that. I'm not in that sort of mindset by any means. But I do think having the benefit of having played a good bit, again, compared to just sort of normal other games, not compared to, by any means, to what so many people have, the kind of time commitment people have put into Path of Exile who are really into it. I don't think of it the same way I think I originally did. And I think that's good. I mean, I think that's exactly what the expectation should be. If you've gone 100 hours into a game and nothing has changed for you, that's probably not the sign of a great game, or at least a great experience of having played that game. So, yeah. Okay, we will kill Oak as well, I think. I'm not going to keep doubling down on the health bonus. Here we go. And he'll be in here somewhere. Also, part of it's just, there are so many games coming out in the next few weeks and months that it's part of me that's just kind of a little bit ready to move on. Okay, Oak, your time has come. Nope, don't jump on me. I know there's really nothing I can do about that, just how he does. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. It's always a little funny to me, because I see people who will play a game for a month time played, and then when things start to feel stale or old, or you feel like you've done it all, get frustrated with that. And I understand. I mean, there's sort of an intrinsic frustration there of, oh, this thing that I've come to rely on is not interacting with me in sort of the way I'm used to. It's it's like getting hooked on a drug or something. And eventually the high just gets harder and harder to chase. And I'm good. Now I've got that. Go ahead and raise Spectre. Should probably raise. Speaking of raising Spectres, I should remember that's a thing. Yeah, people kind of chase the dragon, and the dragon gets harder and harder to get to. We'll have a couple of bear Spectres. I haven't had bear Spectres before. But that's just, that's sort of the nature of the way these things work. You spend enough time with the thing, eventually, it's going to, good Lord, everything upgrade at once. It's, you're going to reach, a logical conclusion to how that, how you interact with that thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. Plenty of games. Because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like people get to that point and they're like, oh, and then I realized how bad the game was. Well, did you? Is it bad? You put, 500, 1,000, 2,000 hours in it, and over time you sucked all the marrow out of that bone, and good for you. Good on you for having gotten that much out of it and enjoyed it that much. I don't think that's a highlight of a fail state. I think that's a highlight of something that has just sort of amazing resonance, even if it doesn't hit that for everybody. This is, I guess, the game that's sort of stuck in my head when I talk about something like that is actually World of Warcraft, because I think that's the philosophy a lot of people end up taking is, oh, I played World of Warcraft forever, and then I started to see through it. Well, no, don't think of it like that. it's fine to get to a point where it doesn't interact with you the way it did originally, or you do reach that point where you are just sort of grinding, or you've completed so much of what you wanted to accomplish that the effort per I don't know, per sort of morsel of fun became, unwieldy, undesirable. But that doesn't mean, I don't like that sort of mentality that negates those hours as being lost or wasted or missed, or wish that's just sort of having been a lack of understanding of how passive or, just sort of low quality those hours spent actually were. I never want to get to that point with this game, I think. And honestly, that's sort of the way I felt about Diablo 3, too. I realize there's a lot of people who have a very low opinion or very negative feelings about Diablo 3. And I think that's, that's fair. You can have whatever opinion, you want. I think it's entirely valid and easy to see a way that you might get to thinking about what that had been and come at that not feeling great about it. But at the same time, for somebody like me who did, that was one of the games where probably, 1,000 hours, maybe more, dove into that game. And I've definitely lost... did I do it again? I did it again. Stop doing that. Stop getting frozen. Stop making dumb choices and get yourself frozen. Okay? What am I missing here? Okay. There we go. Oh, hey, we got a 6, what do you call it? A couple of 6, it's not links, but sockets. Yeah, we should save that. Huh. Not really sure what to do with that. So, yeah. So this would be a great time for if you have some thoughts. In a situation like this, when I get a couple of 6 socket items, when they're clearly not all linked up, which is fine. I wouldn't expect them to be necessarily. What do I do with that? Is this something we're selling? I have no idea. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? I will just stash them for now. Because I have a couple of things in here, like this thing. I think that's it. Yeah, just that. I'll drop these in here. I don't know why I have all this stuff, actually. Some of this stuff, I have no idea why it's in my inventory. We can get rid of that. Honestly, we can get rid of... Wait. Hallowed, yeah. We can get rid of that. I need to clean all this stuff. Yeah, this is one other thing that kind of bugs me. I don't want to organize all this stuff. I know I need to, but it just feels like cleaning. Like, I don't want to clean stuff. But I need to go in and figure out what all that stuff is and what I actually want to keep and what I can get rid of. Because it's just getting cluttery. Do I have any of this? Yeah. Open block pass, will do. Yeah, I'm already on these quests. Way ahead of you guys. Way ahead of you. Augmentation, scroll of wisdom. Alright, back to it. Come on, Weaver's Chambers. Here we go. Nice. Pop out a bunch of skulls. That's a good start. Pop out a bunch more skulls. And stand here and do that for a minute. Wait for him to come back. Come on. Come on. Come get your medicine. Come out and get your weapon. Meligaro Spike. Excellent. Portal. I'll talk to Silk later. Yeah, I got that. Western Front. Good, good, good. Now we need to kill Alira and open the blocked pass. And I think that's where we'll stop for the day. Blow up on me. You can just stand there and hug themselves till they explode anyway. Always looks kind of weird. Like, wonder what the lore is behind that particular monster. I got a great idea. It's a guy who can just stand there, put his arms together until he literally explodes. I don't think that's how any biology works. Kill that guy. Excellent. The thaumatic seal. Which way should we try? Let's go up first. Excuse me. Stupid jumping thing. Come on. It's probably not this way. Why am I going this way? Virtually no chances that way. Where are you going? Nice try. Nope, definitely not this way. Oop. Stand in the bad. I always feel like Act 2 kind of drags right through this stretch right through here. Like it's just not... It's always sort of a sign to me when you have three different kind of major things sort of hit in one zone. Like, maybe cut that down to one or two to keep the game flowing forward. But it's fine. We're almost done. Gonna kick out a bunch of these guys. Stab her till she's dead. Show her all the raging skulls. And pick up her amulet and call it good. Portal back. Talk to everybody. Thank you. Nope. Stop it. Spike reward. Any of these critical strikes, item rarity, minion and totem, generosity. I don't know. It's not a critical strike build, is it? I don't know which one of these I don't have yet. Curse auras you cast. I don't have this yet. It's not for this build anyway. But poison the ancient tree. We can do a couple of skill points. Where were we? We had gone down here and we gotten this stuff. Are we going somewhere else now? This way? No. I feel like I was heading towards somewhere with cast speed. I'll have to go back and check. Is there something else down here? I'm sure I had a plan. I mean, I remember having a plan. I just will have to go back and figure out what the hell that plan was. So we'll hold off on that. I'll figure that out next time. Until then, as always, my name is Sean Sands. Thank you for watching Path of Exile. And we will see you again real soon.